We only visited our past for reference purposes. We didn't visit our past because we wanted to dwell in our past. We didn't visit our past because we believe that our past has so much for us, but we knew that our past has information about who we are and what we are meant to be. All right. So there's no new you now without your old. So what we are celebrating right now was the past of what Christ did for us. It was the sacrifice that Christ did more than 2,000 years ago that has given us this liberty, that has given us this freedom, that has given us the salvation that we are celebrating. So everything that had happened to you in the past, really, if you go back a little bit, you discover there are a lot of information. There's some deep mystery, some deep secret that have been kept for you there. But listen, I repeat again, please don't go and dwell in your past, but only visit your past to pick up some vital information that will help your now and your future. Now, if you feel that your past has no information, please don't go there. Because if you dwell in your past, you are going to regenerate the same feelings, the same circumstances that you had in the past. That's exactly what you are going to do. And if your past also has to do with bitterness, it has to do with anger and all those stuff, please only visit it to transmute the energy. Pick up the energy of that anger, pick up the energy of that bitterness, transmute it, convert it into positive, something that is going to be helpful to you. So I want to speak to us about our mistakes. Let's pick up some of our mistakes. Jesus never made any mistakes, right? Because he's, of course, God himself, but he was God who came in the flesh. Actually, Christ came as a human being, having the Spirit of God in him, just like us, all right? And he went through everything without, falling into any trial and, violating the word of God. He did not commit any sin. Simply means he has laid an example for us that we can also live in this life without committing sin. But many of us will have. But that whatever we have committed, I want to tell you that we did it ignorantly, but there's a lesson that we can learn from there. God allowed it for a reason. I talked to us about how the new church started, all right? That, you know what? Jesus told them that you shall remain at Jerusalem, and from there you shall, when you receive the power from on high, you shall bear witness for me from Jerusalem to Judea to Samaria to the almost part of the world. They remain at Jerusalem, receive the power, and remain there. Then God had to allow Saul to raise havoc on the church and struck, making sure that Stephen, who was a man that was not only holy, was a man that was filled with the Spirit of God, the man that was filled with wisdom, the man that took the Bible from the old, from Abraham, even to their time. He spoke to the Pharisees that the Pharisees could not stand. They said, stone him to death. So Stephen paid for his life. Immediately he died. Other men of God ran away. Disciples ran away. Philip ran away and went to Samaria. That was how the gospel went to Samaria, to fulfill the word of God, to fulfill the word of Jesus that said, you shall move from Jerusalem, Judea, until Samaria and move on to the utmost part of the world. So he moved to Samaria, but he never stopped there. Paul on his own went to the chief priest, took up permission from him and said, whomever I meet on the way to Damascus, that's outside Jerusalem now, outside Israel, that's the gospel now, going outside even to the utmost part of the world. But he was not going there to go and preach the gospel. He was going there to persecute Christians. And while he was on his way, the Lord confronted him, met him, struck him down. And he asked him, he said, the Lord asked him, said, why do you persecute me? Why are you doing this to yourself? And he said, Lord, what do you want me to do? And I told him, said, go and meet so person. He's going to help you out. That's why we need people to lead us to the Lord. It's as simple as that. It's very difficult for us to have it directly, because if we have it directly, most times it makes us proud, puffy. So he had to go and meet with Ananias. And from there, he ministered at Antioch, Damascus. That was how the ministry moved forward. He came to Jerusalem. They wanted to kill him. He went through the window in a basket back. From there, they also wanted to kill him at Antioch. Around there, he moved around. At the end of the day, he had to be transported back to Tarsus. The Bible said immediately he went to Tarsus. That was where he came from, actually, where he was residing. He said there was peace at Jerusalem because people were trying to kill him. Then from there, he moved on now and began to go to the utmost part of the world. He moved to, of course, Tarsus, Sicilia, and all that. Ephesus means Turkey. So he moved from Turkey now, he moved into Europe, and he began to move. Corinth, Macedonia, and all that. That was how. So the gospel did not just move like that. It was as a result of persecution. It was as a result of some past which wasn't so good. So your past was not just an ordinary past. Your mistake was not just ordinary mistake. It happened for a reason. So, and this mistake, you have to speak it out. Because we are talking about Christ now. We are talking about Paul. Paul said that he wasted the church. He wrote it down. He said God found him faithful and brought him into the ministry. He said everything that he did, all his wrongs, he said it out. So if God allowed you to go through that, and right now you are in the Lord and you are keeping it to yourself, I think you're not helping yourself, neither are you helping others. You have to create up a platform to help people, to deliver people who are going through the same thing, who are yet to go through it. So mistake helps us to grow, okay? And I'm just randomly, I picked some quotes. So I'm going to speak to us more with quotes, also using the word of God to back it up. Mistakes are good. They help us to grow. They show us what we want to know. So if you made a mistake, don't cry. You'll get better when you try. This is a quotation that somebody made, and I just picked it up. Now, these are some other quotations I want to talk to us about, because most times many are still weighed down by their mistakes, and I want to liberate you. I really want to use the lives of even those who are not Christians, okay, who has gone through it, and let's learn from them. Because sometimes things we'll read from the Bible, we'll say, okay, these people are so powerful, they are filled with the Spirit and all that, as if they are extraordinary human beings. But can we see ordinary human beings, what they said about it? You know, I always come up with faith and works. So there is no sense in punishing your future for the mistakes of your past. I agree with that. He said, forgive yourself, grow from it, and then let it go. Grow from it, which is this is the key here. Don't punish your future. Don't punish your today. Many are punishing their today because of their past. Many are punishing their future because of their past. Many are where they are today because of the grudges that they are still holding from their past, of what happened in the past 10 years, 20 years. Many marriages are suffering because of what they believe that has happened in the past. Many unmarried people are suffering because of what has happened in the past. Many are yet to marry because of what has happened in the past. Now, it could be your mistake. It could be something that happened. But let me tell you some more. Said nothing is a mistake. And I agree to that. Even when it was a mistake. Because the Bible says something that they will all, it said all things. All things means inclusive of the mistakes. Even your mess. He said it will turn together for your own good, as long as you love the Lord and you are the called. So I agree to this. He said nothing is a mistake and nothing is something you should regret. Simply means nothing is something that you should regret. He said it all happens for a reason. There is a purpose for and behind everything. So if you have messed up, if you have taken somebody else's wife or somebody else's husband, or you stole some money, or you cheated, or whatever you have done, either you conspired to abortion or you aborted some babies, whatever you have done, it has happened for a reason. You have to let go. Christ has paid the price, nailed it to the cross. It is over. Let it not torment you anymore. It happens for a reason, so that you'll be able to help others. Said there are no mistakes in life, only lessons. Now it depends on your understanding. Yeah, there are mistakes actually, but those mistakes are what? Lessons. So there is no such thing as a negative experience. Yeah, there are negative experiences. Okay, these experiences are not that easy. But what I believe that this person was trying to say is that it is just a lesson. Those many top businessmen, many people who paid a lot of price, like our brother Ellie talked about, they did this, they passed through this because of the love that they have. It was called negative experience, but these experiences has become a message to us. to stir us up, to wake us up to what we are doing or what we're supposed to do. Only opportunities to grow. So mistakes are opportunities to grow, learn and advance along the road of self-mastery. From struggle comes strength. That is true. Even pain can be a wonderful teacher. Rather, I said, even pain can become a wonderful teacher. Then the next one say this. Mistakes increase your experience and experience decrease your mistakes. If you learn from your mistakes, then others learn from your success. He said, as much as you go increase in your mistake, go ahead and mess up, do everything, whatever mistake that you can go ahead, because as long as you're making mistakes, you are trying, okay? But I'm not saying consciously make mistakes. Mistakes has to be something that you did without knowing, things that you did ignorantly, all right? So go as much as possible, make your mistakes, learn from it, because the more you are learning, it will decrease your inexperience and causes you to be more experienced if you learn from your mistakes than others learn from your success. So keep on learning and let others even learn from your success. The next one is, no matter how many mistakes you make or how slow you progress, you are still way ahead of everyone who isn't trying. I agree. But I'll still come back to my topic. But I just want to point out this. When you make a mistake, there are only 3 things you should ever do about it. Admit it, learn from it, and don't repeat it. Now, learning from it simply means growing from it. That's the key word, growing from your mistakes. How much you can learn when you fail determines how much you will go into achieving your goals. Your lesson from your failure, from your mistakes, determines what you are going to do in the future. Learn from other people's mistakes. Actually, instead of reinventing the wheel over and over, I suggest that is why it is good you read books. As you read the Bible, read books as well, other books. When you learn from other people's experiences, it's actually a leeway for you, a green card for you to move ahead, to move faster than others. Why did God allow these people to pay the price? It's for you to learn from them. Why did God allow you to pay the price? It's for others to learn from you. So they don't reinvent the wheel over and over. So your mistakes should not be left with you. There's a reason. In case also that maybe while you were hanging out in school, there were some people that you met, you had one nice show with and all that. You may not know, a time may come that you may meet them somewhere. They could be the people who could be in the right position to help you out. Maybe somebody who used and dumped you, maybe somebody who abused you can be in the position for you to be of help, or for him to be of help to you. You remember what he did and say, you know what, I paid this person wrongly. You know, this is the right time for me to make amends. And it works out. So you don't know for what reason all these things happen. So don't kill your future. Don't kill your today. Don't punish your today because of your mistakes. Learn from your mistake. But very importantly, you need to share these mistakes. You have to share these experiences, because God gave this Bible to us so that the experiences of others will help us. So you cannot keep this experience to yourself, no matter how nasty it is. This is Zig Ziglar, all these quotations. It says, God will take care of what you go through. You yourself to take care of how you go through it. Now, God will not go through it, for you, but he'll go through it with you. I repeat, God will not go through it for you. Rather, he will go through it for you. I always say that no matter how much I love my wife, when she's having headache or anything, I cannot take Panadol for her. If I take Panadol for her, it's not going to cure her. It's going to help her at all. No matter how much I love my kids, I cannot go to the class to study for them and pass their exams. Okay, that is the same way that God will not do these things for you. No matter that he can do it, but he will not do it. Because if God does that, he's violating his word. So God will not do it because he is God. Why didn't God tell Adam, Adam, don't take that fruit? Why didn't God tell Eve, come on, didn't I tell you? I warned you, Eve, don't touch it. It's because God is a faithful God. He has said it, that is it. There are laws that has backed up his laws or his precepts. He has said it. There are inherent laws, there are benefits, there are punishments. So it depends on you. He has given us choices to make. Make the right choice. So don't punish yourself because of your past. Rather, learn from your past. Now, Ziglar also said, miserable people focus on what they hate about their life. Happy people focus on what they love about their life. I'll give you a secret here, brethren. You may not know. It's a law. It is spiritual law. It is called law of attraction. You know, the Bible said that if you say something, you believe it, just relax. It's going to happen. What does that mean? There's a law that will bring these things to pass. But in the scriptures, we don't call it law of attraction. We call it faith, operating by faith, believing it. But there are some supernatural laws that have been put in place that will bring those things that you have believed to come to pass. So if that is true, that means the negative is also true. If you're always focusing on what you hate, you know, I hate this man, I hate this woman, I hate this job, I hate this, I hate that. What happens? That's what you receive. The only way out is for you to focus on what you love. That is why you see some even unbelievers who are making money because they go out for money. They don't speak against money. They don't look at money the way we look at money because we have been given a different gospel. They look at money as something that is good and they go for it. Actually, money is good. It is our attitude to money that is the root of all evil. The love of money above God, that means your attitude to money. It is not money itself. Money is just a vessel, just an element. There's no evil in money, but it is your attitude to this money that's evil. So the unbeliever, you see them, look at UAE, we call them unbelievers. How many of them are walking on the outside the sun? They are walking under the AC. Now I just continue. So miserable people, they focus on what they hate. And as long as it's what you are focused on, that's what you're going to receive. But happy people, they only focus on what they love. And that's what happens to them. The second chance doesn't mean anything if you haven't learned from your first mistake. I agree to that. You know, we talk about, okay, I will do something else. Okay, the first one that has happened, what did you do? Make failure your teacher. Make failure your teacher, not your undertaker. What does undertaker? Don't allow your failures to weigh you down. Many has got heart attack. Many has got broken marriages just because of what they felt was a failure. You know, a failure of your wife today, or the failure of your husband today, the failure of your job today, may not be the failure of it tomorrow. Okay, the things happen for a reason. I'll take this one here. Create a life. That's the last one I'm going to take because of the screen. Okay, then I go over here. Create a life you can't wait to live. You know why I love this one? Because we are creators. We are creators. If really, I was talking to one of us here who said how on fire she has been. Immediately she understood her purpose, her calling, and she made her points very clear. I saw that boldness. I saw that fire burning in her. I said, yes, you got it. I said, anyone who discovers his calling, his purpose, whoa, the intensity of his words, of his actions, of everything. I said, even when this person is sleeping, he could be sleeping, planning. That sleep actually is not like snoring off. He may be snoring off, but he's planning the next step. Every of his life has been planned. And it's like, why did I waste all my life? And it's like somebody who doesn't have enough time. That person is working as much hard as possible. She tells me how she wakes up in the midnight to pray because she discovered that there were a lot of days that she could not pray. Apparently, she was watching her programs or whatever. But this time around, no, she said, no, 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 I will not waste this opportunity. So she was learning from her mistakes. The same thing with others, many of us as well. Discipline yourself to do the things you need to do when you need to do them. And the day will come when you will be able to do the things you want to do when you want to do them. Simply means at this time, those things that are not convenient for you to do, go ahead and do them. Go out of your way to do them, all right? A time will come when you have convenient time to do whatever you want to do. I always tell people, I say, listen, guys, sleep. If you're talking about you want to take a sleep, okay, why not do whatever you want to do now? By the time you have what you want, you can sleep as much as possible. You can go and take a beach park somewhere, sleep for 24 hours if you want to. Why not do what you need to do now to get what you want? Then in the future, and so discipline is a key here. All right. Never blame anyone in your life. Good people give you happiness. Bad people give you experience. Worst people give you a lesson. And best people give you memories. I agree to this. This was a man who got inspiration from Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. And this guy actually is Zig Ziglar. Go and check his quotes. This guy he was on fire. So he said, don't blame anyone. So whomever that comes to you, either they are considered to be good people, they have come for you to make you happy. If they are bad people, they have come to give you some experience. If they are worse people, they have come to teach you a lesson. Then if they are the best people, they have come to give you memory that you can remember when you're having a hard time and say, yeah, there was the time I had this fun time. So whomever that comes your way, for whatever reason, don't blame them. God allowed them for a reason, but you have to use this. You have to grow through it. You have to let go as well. The time has come, the time for reflection. If you are still holding on to anything, the time has come for you to let go. Tonight is that night. The last one is that you can get everything in life. Everything in life you want if you will just help enough other people get what they want. This is now the conclusion here. That really, if you want to get anything in life, you have to give everything to those who need it. And what is it that people need? A lot of people are going through nasty experiences. People are yet to go through the same. Many are still unborn. Some children are yet born. Some girls are yet to be born. Some boys are yet to be born. But you made terrible mistakes in your own time as a boy and as a girl. While you were growing as a lady, you messed up. I just want to say, congratulations for messing up. Thank God for messing up. That's your mess. Age has been added to it. It has become a message. And this message, you cannot keep it to yourself. This message has to be shared with others. Don't be ashamed of this gospel, because this message has become a gospel. Gospel simply means good news. God has liberated you from bondage of who you used to be and what you used to do. And right now he has translated you into the kingdom of light of his dear son. You cannot keep quiet. You may be somebody who used to abuse yourself with drugs, or you be somebody who used to abuse yourself, with masturbation and all that. Many are going through it. So many believers are dying in it. If you're somebody also who cannot stand, sin, pornography and all that, and God has helped you out, many are yet, and many are going through it. You know what, brethren? You don't know when your message or who your message is going to get to and when it's going to get to that person. So now that you have the opportunity, say it out. Whomever you can meet, now be careful. Now, I think I have to say this. Please be careful. Know your audience. Know your audience. Don't share your message with every and anyone. But if you're on your platform, you are sharing your message on your platform, YouTube, Facebook, or what, say it to the entire world, okay? Whoever that it comes to, that listens to it, that is going to be of help to, let that person take it up. But otherwise, if you don't need it, that is their business. But if you are talking to somebody, maybe by your side or your roommate or what, be careful. If it's not somebody that is going to accept it and learn from it, or that will use it against you, please don't share.